This is Cars and Bids.
I'm Kennan.
I'm Filippo.
Welcome back to Carspotting. Today we have a challenge.
What's today's target?
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find the oldest car.
I know nothing about old cars.
I know nothing, but it's gonna come out today.
I like pre-war cars.
I know everything about cars from the current modern era.
Right.
It's gonna come out today and be like, is that a Hupmobile? And people are gonna be like, that's a Chevelle.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. 60s and 70s cars, it's gonna be tough. I'm more ambitious. I want to see something pre-war.
You want pre-war?
Pre-war?
Sorry, clarify. Which war? Gulf?
The World War II.
Korea?
Yeah, we'll see something pre-war.
I would love
the Gulf War.
Right.
Couple
How will
things.
we be validating this? Because there's no license plate lookup for
We
classic
have
plates.
no idea how old they are. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Are we gonna ask Nick or Ken?
No, we're gonna come back here and we're gonna look at the pictures and kind of feel it out.
We're gonna alienate so many viewers today.
The oldest.
Everyone seems the oldest wins.
That'll be a
And people are
satisfying
gonna be
end.
watching, they're like, no, that's a 1934 Bruiser
Right.
Prophet.
This is a great idea for losing all of our followers.
All of our followers. No, these people watching,
Bye.
they don't know anything about old cars either. Okay, no museums. I know the car museums down the street, you cannot go there.
Hadn't even considered it.
And this one here. There's another
Yeah.
one right there.
You cannot go to a museum.
We
Okay.
can't go to like a dealership either.
No
Standard
dealers.
rules.
Yeah, it's gotta have plates or be driven or whatever.
Okay.
What other loopholes are you gonna try to exploit that I should cancel?
I'm so out of my depth that I don't even.
I know.
have
I don't even know where
loopholes.
I'm gonna go. Oldest car. I mean, I'm gonna win. Obviously, but I don't know how. 1 hour.
Do I get my
1 hour?
obligatory 5 minutes?
No. We gotta limit how much time we're spending doing this task. No extra 5 minutes.
1 hour.
1 hour exactly. All
right.
No 5 minutes.
Oldest car. That's what we're doing. And
I think this is a great start to the video.
Let's go do it.
All right, well, goodbye.
All right, the hunt begins. Now I have a plan, and yet again, going to Coronado. I happen to know that there are 2 pre-war cars that are parked outside. They're under a cover, which may or may not be a problem. But I also know 2 houses that have old Ford Thunderbirds, which I believe they're both 1958 Thunderbirds. So we might have a shot there. And there's a chance that we see something equally as old over there.
I'm gonna go, because this is in the neighborhood. Our office here is in like a hipster kind of neighborhood. And some of them have old cars, but usually they have cars they inherited from their parents in the Boston suburbs. Ooh, that's like probably 90. Okay, so let's start.
We are gonna get started, and I don't have any idea where to go. Luckily, the camera person with me, Alyssa, has a great idea, which is kind of a historic neighborhood downtown San Diego called Barrio Logan. We're gonna try that because she has a good point. There's often older cars, lowriders, cool modified stuff. It's actually like a great car spotting neighborhood in general. Unfortunately, they're cars that I know nothing about. The good news is that Doug also knows nothing about any of these cars.
But I just have this feeling that if we go down to Barrio Logan, which is where all the lowriders hang out. I mean, they do that on the weekends. Like, I'm not gonna see a lowrider, but it's like that kind of culture. Like 60s Americana, like Latin guys with their cool muscle cars. That's what we'll see. Kennan's trying to find a pre-war car. Man, how do you even, that doesn't even make sense.
And so, at the end of the day, if none of us know anything, don't we all know something? Thank you. Thank you. So far, I'm at like 1996 is the oldest car that I've just seen driving around. That RAV4. You don't need to get video of it, don't worry. I'm hoping I can do better.
Where do people keep old cars?
There's a lot of cool old cars around San Diego, and people keep them in their garages. And you know when they're not home to have their garage open working on their car? At 2:15 on a Tuesday. 2:15 on a Saturday, I bet we'd see cars from the 1800s cruising in garages. But not at 2:15 on a Tuesday afternoon.
We like new cars here, so people drive a lot of new cars. You'll see the most cutting edge, newest thing. Seeing something old, not on a weekend because this is a Tuesday, that's a challenge. That is a legitimate challenge. I don't know. We'll do our best. We'll certainly do our best here. But I really want to stick it to those guys with something made before World War II. That would just be like, that's a truly old car that's in the spirit of old. When the car is held together with brass and leather, I mean, that's old.
This is the first of these challenges that I'm afraid that I might not win. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know anything about old cars because that's just not my forte. Not just the Kia, my regular forte. Anyway, the point is, I'm nervous. You know, if you see a Beetle, you probably win. That's like a 60s situation.
Well, here's a start, deviating slightly from my path, but old Volkswagen Bug, I believe that's a 60s or 70s Bug, and then a 71 Pinto, very easy to spot, as it says on the license plate. So I feel like that's a good start. So if neither of them come this way, we've already got 71 at least. The Bug might be older, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But we can guarantee the Pinto is 71. So we got that going for us.
In California, there's a lot of well-preserved older cars because cars don't really rust here. There isn't that much weather that's going to damage a car, so cars last a long time. But those are cars from like the 80s and 90s, which are old but are nowhere near old enough to win this challenge.
So I'm not going to see someone driving something old on a Tuesday, like just out on the road. I think it's going to have to be parked somewhere.
So I don't think that I have any shot if I base it just on cars that are actively driving around the streets. And so I gotta be more strategic than that. Fortunately, and I can't stress this enough, I know nothing about those cars. I will see a car and have no idea what decade it's from.
Good luck to the other two because they don't pay attention to old cars, care about old cars, or know where old cars are. I am 29, but in here I am 70, so I like old cars.
Yeah, I mean, I am worried about the fact that Kennan is like mentally in touch with the elderly. Like that's kind of his constituency, if you will. Like that's just kind of who Kennan is at his core. And so like he might know, it might just be like within him. But he's also slow.
All right, there's a couple of interesting things about Barrio Logan, which is where we're gonna go. One is that there's at least two areas there, two collections stored there. The issue is that I don't think they count. One of them is a dealership that we're friendly with. It's called Garage Collective. They've sold a few cars on Cars and Bids, a great seller. They often have older cars there, but they're a dealership, and our rules say that that doesn't count, unfortunately.
Garage Collective, which is a car storage facility, is right here. But the doors are normally closed and the old cars are normally just sitting inside. So I don't think that that would be advantageous for us.
The other is a private collection, somebody that I happen to know. Maybe that could work. And I could call him. And he has real cars and real old cars. But I think that would be judged inadmissible by Doug and Kennan. It's against the spirit of the game. But a counterpoint is that it's not that different than somebody having a really nice garage that's open.
Oh, look at that van. That's like probably an 84, 85. People love the Ford GT. It's so funny. I drive this car. I got these three special cars. The Countach you drive around, people absolutely lose it. The Ford GT you drive around, people get pretty excited. And the Carrera GT you drive around and nobody ever notices or says anything or looks at you or does anything. And it's kind of a funny thing. The Carrera GT is absolutely the car to drive if you just want to blend in but still have a fun experience. This car, I think, just gets the most like overall unabashed love because everyone loves the 05 Ford GT.
The other question I really want to know the answer to is where are Doug and Filippo going to go? Filippo is clueless in general when it comes to where nice cars are in the city. He just has no idea. Doug doesn't know anything about where old cars would be. I suspect they just meander aimlessly with no real direction. That's what I'm anticipating here. Filippo's hope is to stumble into it accidentally. And to a degree, I understand, but also, like, he's trying. He's trying. If it would be find the most normal car, he'd know where to go.
Now, Filippo, I think it's possible that he'll win, but I think he's going to try to win on a technicality, which is most of the time how he has tried to win these. Like the famous Ford Raptor incident.
I bet that if we popped over to Coronado, which would not be far, that's where Kennan spotted some expensive cars, but there are also, like, I don't know, I bet somebody has an old Volkswagen bus just out or like something else in that vein just kind of parked outside. That's not quite as old as I would want, but it's not old. This Delica's an 80s. All right, so this is a hey, Garage Collective. That is a L300 Delica, so it could be an 80s car. So we were finally in the 80s. Something.
E36 M3 in Estoril blue. Not older than 1971, obviously, but cool nonetheless. Someone out in a vintage, I guess, now considered vintage M car. There's an old Land Cruiser going that way, but not pre-71.
We begin our search. Someone down here is going to have some sort of cool, muscly car situation. It's going to be muscly. Something muscly. What we're looking for is chrome. You see a little bit of chrome, you're like, there. We got to go there. Ooh, Volvo C70 convertible. That's 3 of those. Give me something muscly. Give me something muscly. I need muscle.
What's down this street? Something old, something that I don't know anything about. It does not currently have a front bumper. Does not have any labels on it. But that screams 60s or 70s. 70s to me.
Oh, Beetle. Boom. Yes. Take that, Filippo. Filippo is nothing. That plate is probably 72, I would guess. Filippo won't beat 72. He's nothing. 1970s, that's pretty good. And that Beetle could be older than that. That's just when the plate was from.
There's a car show happening in front of a dealer and car storage facility that often has old cars. Okay, a bunch of 911s, a new 7 Series. There's a BMW 2002 that's parked over there. How old is that BMW 2002? I don't know. When was the BMW 2002 made? Oh, an Alfa Giulietta? I don't remember. Again, guys, I gotta make it as clear as possible. This is not my world. Wow, BMW is really coming out in full force, including the XM. 2002, a Mondial or 308, I don't actually know, because these are not my cars. 911, wow, the #1 CTO. I consider that pretty successful, all things considered. And now I'm gonna leave before I need to make conversation with anybody.
I think to win this challenge, you kind of have to get into the 60s because there's enough people driving around in 60s cars that you can't not see one. If you get into the 50s, then I think you're in really good shape. Look at that. Those are wheels. That is a wheel fitment. That's got to be a 34-inch wheel. Nah, I'm kidding, but it's close.
There is a house over here that has an old pre-war car too. There's a house over here that has 60s stuff as well. Like I've seen like old Volkswagen buses and stuff parked in front of their house.
I'm gonna pull over for a second and do a tiny bit of Googling to just validate what I think we've seen. All right, so we're in the 60s. So my next question goes to, where are the other guys? And the answer is Kennan is in Coronado, and Doug is in a neighborhood called South Park for some reason. Maybe he had vaguely the same idea. All right, I'm gonna take a risk. We're gonna go to Coronado.
Give me a 50s car. That would be really special. Give me 50s. Give me 50s, man. 50s. Here is a fun fact. The Ford GT, when I bought it, I reset the trip odometer, and it's now at 9,800 miles. So I'm gonna hit 10,000 Ford GT miles here, probably in the next couple of weeks. It's pretty nice.
Ah, look at this here. So, in addition to the Bentayga, there is but that old Volkswagen van, that's gotta be from the 60s, and I think, oh wait, yes, that one is from the 60s. The reason I know that is because the plate, it's from 1969, which is older than 1971. The only reason I know this is the plate says, I think, Landy 69 or something like that. Yes, Doug taught me that cars that were built in 1969 can have the number 69 on the license plate. And so that now is officially, without question, the oldest car I've seen. The bus might be older, but I'm not totally sure. Okay, so now 1969. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, something or other. That's a, El Camino. But I mean, I have no idea what year it is, but Nick will know because he had one. That's probably late 60s, don't you think? You think that's a 70s car?
Wait, there, look at that. Ha-ha! Victory! I don't know what year it is or what it is, but look at that. Though it has a tarp on it, that thing is made of brass and leather. That is without question an old car. I don't know what it is, but if that's not the spirit of this challenge, then don't know what to tell you, but look at that thing. Tires as thin as bicycle tires. I'm just gonna say it, I think we've won right there. If I had to guess, late teens, late 19 teens, very early 1920s. I think that precedes the Model A, so it would be, I think that's a late teens car if I had to guess. But since we're here in Coronado, I think that's honestly a victory. We could turn around and go home now. I want to bank a couple other cars just in case Filippo decides to protest because it had a tarp on it.
Nice old Volvo, but that's probably, yeah, I mean, that plate is like actually 85 or so. That Volvo looks a little newer than I thought when I first saw it. Oh, wait, you saw that truck? That's gonna unlock the 60s for us. But that pickup's probably early 60s, right? Maybe mid 60s?
66 seated.
How do you know that? All right, it's a 66 Chevy C10, obviously. Here's a Mustang. What do you think? What age do you think that is? What do you know all these cars? This is incredible. I've got like a secret weapon here.
There's an old resto modded Fiat. Oh, here's a nice little E30, R107. Oh, look at this Fiero. Look at that. El Camino. Kind of surprised there's so many older cars sitting. I forgot about this. Again, the reason I know all of this is because I take bike rides around Coronado a lot, and I like to just look and see what cars are driving around.
I honestly and truly don't know where they went. I could look. Oh, here's a nice old Beetle. That one looks even older. I have no clue how to distinguish the age of Beetles. None. And there's going to be Beetle people who respond and they're like, that's a 1971 and a half. You don't know the events? No, I don't. And the funny thing is I make fun of those Beetle people, but I am one of those people about regular cars, but I don't know anything about older cars.
I want everybody to know that there's a reason that cars and bids is 1981 and up. And the reason that we generally state is that that's when the 17-digit VIN was widely implemented in the US. Starting in 1981, all cars sold in the US need to have a 17-digit VIN, and you can use that to track the history. The secondary reason is that Doug doesn't know anything about cars pre-1981.
That's why Cars and Bids is cars from the 80s and up. It's because those are the only cars I knew anything about.
I certainly don't. And over time, we have collected other employees that love cars from the modern era, but also don't know anything about older cars.
We assumed that when we launched Cars and Bids, I would kind of be like doing it pretty much. And if somebody submits a 1964 whatever, I'm not going to be able to assess that it's special or even real. And so we cut it off at 80.
And then for some reason, we decided to do a video where we're looking for the oldest car we can find. And I don't know who thought of this video, but I wish they had it.
It's one of the houses on the right. It has two pre-war cars, and they leave them both outside under a car cover. Those shapes, see, they're under covers, which is unfortunate, but they are very pretty. One is from the 40s and one is from the 20s. Seem to vaguely remember. Yeah. Don't know what they are, and again, they're not uncovered, so I know Doug and Filippo would give me grief about that, but nonetheless, one more pre-war vehicle. Something to consider. Kennan knows what he's doing when it comes to old cars.
Kennan spends a lot of time on Coronado. He's got some good friends that live here. He dog sits sometimes. He knows the island better than I do. So I just gotta hope for blind luck.
Right there. This is just purely for fun at this point. I'm being cocky. And then we'll start working our way back. Oh wow, here comes an earth mover. Filippo would have said that was the most expensive car that he saw all day, despite the fact that it isn't a car.
Right? This looks 60s to me. Yeah. All right.
It's a VW.
Exactly. It's a little VW bus transporter, whatever they call this.
But at the next red light, we'll check and see the location. My fear now is that they have copied me. Filippo went to Coronado as well. He's very close.
Oh, wow. Hi, Kennan. Hi.
That cheater. No, he has no idea where to go. I got two of them. No way he got two pre-war cars. He might get the one on first, just because that street's around, but trust me, he will not get the second one.
Oh, there's an old Land Rover, but that's not going to be old enough.
That's not a 60s. Wait, what was in there? Datsun? Oh, look at that. What is that? That's a 50s car. Now, what is it? It's a little harder. I mean, you're trying to make me identify these things, but look at those white walls. You see those white walls? That car, you agree with me, right? That's a 50s car.
Yeah.
Clearly a 50s car.
I love Doug, but he's a very competitive individual. And so anytime that you can actually beat him in something car related,
that's going to be the winner. And here, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen already. I'm going to show up and I'm going to say, I saw a 50s car. He's like, well, what did you see? What was it? And I'm like, I don't know. It was undercover, but here's it.
This is what it's like. Let me just absorb this. Man, this is what it feels like to know something that nobody else knows.
And it's clearly a 50s car. Everyone knows. He's like, well, if you can't even see it, that doesn't count.
I relish. Those moments are so rare with Doug. In fact, it's so rare that he's wrong or loses something. I actually have our whole friend group has a running list of notes to keep track of when he loses.
He's like, nope, it's under a cover.
Or is wrong about something because it's that rare.
Ooh, ooh.
He just knows his cars.
That's what's going to happen. I'm calling it right now, verbatim, including the little weird noise that I made.
Now, spices, tying knots, how to spit, these are things he doesn't know. He can't spit. It's pretty second nature.
Yeah, exactly.
Some feel. And not Doug.
Cressida.
He is probably the purest automotive enthusiast that I know, in that he genuinely just loves anything that has four wheels on it and was actually produced by a legitimate manufacturer.
Here's a fun fact for you. For many years, the police chief in London was a woman named Cressida Dick. None of that is made up.
He just loves cars and loves knowing things about all kinds of cars. And nobody has a wider knowledge base than him. That's why he's impossible to beat at these games, because he knows everything about everything. That's why Filippo and I together equal one Doug, because he's got the normal stuff and I've got the rare, obscure, exotic stuff. And us together, we've got one Doug.
That was Coronado. We saw an old Volkswagen bus. Is it better or worse? I don't know. The challenge today is kind of playing with me mentally and emotionally in a way that I don't enjoy.
I'm playing jazz in my head.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to all show up, right? And they're going to say, all right, what did you see? And Kennan's going to be like, I saw a Chevelle. And Filippo's going to be like, I saw a Mustang. And I'm going to be like, I saw a 1950s car. And they're going to be like,
Yeah, we could have gone for lunch. Still had time. Could have gone to a cafe. Might even go down to the office and grab a fizzy drink of some kind. Because, we're there on time.
My wife often jokes that when she found out that I was into cars, she thought that I would be excited by 50s cars and hot rods and things of that sort. And she jokes that she was, new Blazer EV, she jokes that she was really disappointed when she learned that actually I'm into really normal, newish cars. And she's right. And also, sadly, I'm not into those older cars. Maybe one day I will be, but I'm not yet.
My phone, yeah. Hello? Oh, it's Doug? Oh, you're gonna lose. Oh, that sucks. Goodbye.
Ooh. Okay, 71 Pinto and an old Bug. What year? I don't know. 71. I don't think it's as old as we've seen, but it's something. Wish I had started there. We could have just stopped and gone to get a coffee.
Dang it.
I know. I would have been pretty content with that on its own.
Well, we're so early. 3:02. I want it to be indisputable that I was on time. So I'm thinking we kind of just go back and relax.
What is this?
Whoa.
I have no idea. It's some kind of old Cadillac. Here, I'll go by the other side of the street. Make it a little bit of an easier shot for you.
Let's go get something to drink.
Filippo stocked up everything nice. It's a shame he won't get to taste the champagne of victory.
Oh, wow. Where did they go?
We've seen a lot of old cars. This was obviously the right neighborhood. Considering I had no clue where to go, I think I took us to the right place. Like, I think we're gonna win.
Well, hello, copycat. How's it feel to be a loser and have to copy a winner's path?
I don't think you
I
won.
saw you on Coronado.
Yeah, I saw you.
Thank you very much.
I don't think you won.
Is that? Oh, I definitely won.
What did you see?
Oh, I'm not telling you. I'm not.
Well, no. Okay.
Not only am I confident that
Here's
I
what
won.
I need to know. Should I be looking up my the cars that we saw? Because I don't know anything about them to determine which is oldest, or do you have such a clear runaway?
I have a pretty clear. No,
pre 1950.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Look at that. What is that? Tell me what that is. That's something 50s, right? That's a 50s Chevy, right? That wins. It's plated. I mean, that's real. Tell me that's not real.
You know, I was so
Great.
confident that I went and got a fizzy
Yeah,
drink.
I saw you were here.
Well, I knew you were behind, and I saw. The
I
traffic.
then
If he
drove
doesn't
around a
leave
little bit.
now, you were gonna be.
We then drove around a little bit and saw like what I think is a late 50s Cadillac parked a block or two away. But if you're pre-50,
Question:
it's not even
since
worth
we're
it.
here, did you see the '71?
Of course.
Okay, good.
And
I want to make sure we all got.
and Jake's Bug,
Yes.
which might be younger or newer or older. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
It's hard to find cars from the 50s just generally. There's not a lot of them around. We saw 2 of them. That was pretty good. Tons of 60s cars. It was really the great spot we went to. I think if they beat us, it's totally possible they could that Kennan or Filippo could have beaten me, but they would have kind of had to get lucky. Whereas I feel like I went into the motherland of old stuff and kind of saw a bunch. At least I'll feel confident that I made the right choice in terms of where I went, just because of the sheer number of old cars that we saw.
What did you see?
So we saw 2 pre-war cars.
What?
One is
Parked out on the street?
Yeah, one's is a 19 teens, I believe, REO. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty confident.
Where did you see these?
Coronado.
Like where?
I know where. First Street. It's always there. It's a
go that
couple
far.
houses down from. You get on the island, turn right, turn left.
Oh, I thought First Street. Yeah.
But
I
anyway.
don't. I have.
But anyway, we also saw a 69 Land Cruiser with the license plate 69
69 Land Cruiser is
because
not
you
old
can-
enough to matter.
No. But I'm saying the other car. The other car I saw that was a pre-war Lincoln, which is I believe it's like a very early 20s, mid 20s.
Well, I saw some cars that are 60s cars. There was a BMW 2002. There was an Alpha,
70s car.
one of them.
An old Alpha of some. Sean would know what it was.
Sean would know what it was. I don't.
What do you think that Doug saw?
Nothing.
We were trying
Now,
to
it's an
bet what
interesting idea
year.
of yours, by the way, to look away from any single camera that exists. But
Well,
what did Doug see? Nothing, and I'm hoping he's late.
I'm so hoping it's like that.
He
Would
won't
just be
be.
the sweet cherry on top. I suspect he didn't see stuff much later than like late 70s.
No, he'll be here
He
in
wouldn't know
next 4
anything
minutes.
even anyway.
His
automotive knowledge
turns out
ends.
that so does mine.
So there is a blind spot that I need to master more of.
Yeah, a blind spot that doesn't matter for our business, doesn't matter for our lives.
It might have mattered in this challenge, man. Did you originally try to go to Barrio
We
Logan?
did go to Barrio Logan, and Garage Collective was having
Closed?
an event. So all the cars were parked out in the street,
You're kidding
and we
me.
were able to drive down. We originally thought we weren't able to drive down. The street was closed, but then
Crazy.
somebody waved us through.
So, okay, so what was
A
the...
2002. There
That
were a
was the
bunch
2002.
But it was some event that included every new BMW. There was several 7 Series, new 7 Series, and
Unfortunate.
an XM, which is also unfortunate.
Well, that's even more unfortunate. Wow.
I don't like this light, and I wonder if I could just go. Kind of need to go. We're really right up against it here.
That was a good start. I had considered
Such
it, but
a
I'm like,
big drop.
if they're closed and the huge garage door they
Yeah.
have is closed, then I'm not going to see anything. And then I've wasted time.
Alyssa had the right idea that there are also a lot of like older cars, just great old car spotting there, which is true.
That's true.
Which is true.
That was a very good call. Barrio Logan has a lot of really good old cars generally.
This has got to be a 2-minute light. Wild stuff. The car's backed up for miles behind me.
I knew that. And
I knew where they were.
I think I said to the camera that you knew where they all were.
I know where everything is. Like, but I was actually surprised the number of like. There's an El Camino street park. There was like we saw like old stuff out of.
There's also like an old Volkswagen bus truck thing.
a couple of them. We saw
Those
there's
are
a-
what, 60s?
Yeah. We saw the the really desirable one with all the windows just parked
Yeah,
outside.
nice.
Those are like $200,000 vans these days. Saw one of those.
Coronado.
It's Coronado, man.
Hey, it's just like crazy. There we go.
There we are.
Now we're all set.
I want to know that it's 3:13,
All right, I think we're gonna make it. We're real close here.
but he might be late.
Oh, I would love it. It would just
It would make my
day.
life so happy.
Are the others here? I'm gonna look when I park, see if they have made it.
The oldest
If
car
Doug
he
gets
saw
his
was
call,
from
he's here.
1981.
Oh,
and
unfortunately, so's his blazer.
he's on time.
Oh, they're both here. Wow. Okay, well,
They made it.
suppose they think they've found some old cars. I'll find out what an old car is here in a moment.
We were so close.
So close. But hey, I'm pretty sure he's gonna lose.
Oh, he's gonna lose. I'm so thrilled that you saw those cars.
I was so happy. As I said, I wanted to not only win, I wanted to vanquish people today. All right. Well.
Hello.
All right, you ready?
I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, I know what Kennan saw. I'm not even gonna bother listing what I saw.
Okay, what was your oldest?
60s, it's like late 50s.
So,
Let's hear it, sweetie. What old vehicle in your mind that's old did you see? What year from the 1980s did this car hail from?
I saw
Uh-huh.
a 1950s car.
As did I.
Adorable.
Was
I
it
saw-
parked 2 blocks over there, and was it like an old Cadillac?
No, what did you see?
Cute. I saw 2 cars that hailed from before World War II. One was a late 19-teens REO, and the other
19-teens.
was, I can't tell you exactly what year it is, and the other was a pre-war Lincoln.
Two
Both of
questions,
them on
two
Corral.
questions.
And the one was covered, I knew you'd protest that, so I have the other, which was
one
not.
is
Did you
covered,
know
didn't
about
see
these
it.
cars
Of course
beforehand?
you did.
I knew about the one.
you did.
I
All right,
wasn't
from now
totally sure
on,
about
this
the
is
other.
that should have been the number one thing.
We've made the rule that you can't go near your house. That's cheating. But you,
So
you
is
saw
not
there
near my
for
house.
you lived there for weeks.
He saw things he already saw. How boring. What did you see?
Well, not only that, so
50s car. Maybe 60s. I don't know. Thereabouts.
well, see, and I was back in time. I had so much time to celebrate my victory. I went and got a drink.
So, once again, I win.
No.
You've lost.
No, no,
I
no.
have definitively won.
I think we should both shake Kennan's hands.
Thank you, Filippo. A tremendous pleasure.
I'm not going forward. The number one rule of the car spotting challenge is going to be you can't see stuff that you knew was
exactly.
there.
I know.
There's that guy who parks down the street from my house who has a car from the 20s.
I know where that is.
Why
too.
do you
What
know
is
that?
Because we can't go
close to
near
your
each other's
house.
houses.
That's a Model A, and sometimes there's a car in front of it. It's hard to see. But
How boring.
Please
I
shake-
can't believe he
Please
did.
shake Kennan's hand. Please shake Kennan's hand. Kennan's the winner.
I'm the winner.
Kennan is the winner.
I'm the winner. Everyone knows it. You have lost. So I've won 2 things now to your 28 that you have won.
Once again, I have emerged victorious.
We have
Failure.
emerged.
Shouldn't even tried it. What you would seen. You should just
So
stayed
basically,
here.
what you did was you drove to a car you knew and then drove back.
Yeah.
No, then we had so much time. We just drove around Coronado to see what else was going on, and that's when we came across the second pre-war cars.
Oh, so the first one was covered. It
The first
not
one was
covered.
not. The first one was not covered. It had a tarp for the roof because it leaks.
Anyway, look, the point is, I believe the viewing audience will probably award this one to Kennan because he has lost so many, but I think an objective person would sit here and say that I have won.
The Spirit was the oldest car. Mine was made of leather and brass.
The Spirit.
I-
From now on, though, going forward, we can all agree the rule and the challenge is
Yeah.
you cannot see a car you already knew existed
and also-
was parked somewhere.
I want to know that it's a beautiful day in California. I'm the only one with a convertible, so I won.
No. Yeah.
Thank you.
I've said that before when I've lost. I'll let you have that.
All
In
right.
the meantime, enjoy the taste of
I'm glad
victory.
that we, by the way, how cool was it to be able to see 50s cars?
So cool.
Yeah, man.
Also, I'm not 100% sure they're
God, we should have gone to the museum.
That's
We
the-
should have made that a rule.
Should have thought about the rules. You didn't.
No, I did think about that. I know where old cars are. I didn't go
do
to them.
wanna-
I wanted to
wanna
play
throw
a
out there.
game. We're
We-
trying to have
we went-
fun.
Well, if you knew where they were,
to
you should've
Garage
gone to
Collective,
it.
and they had
You
an
would have
event
won.
outside.
You lost. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Doug
Bye.
wins again. Congratulations to us.
And Kennan. Yeah.